All right, here we are. So like I said, the vote came out. Y'all wanted the maintenance on this channel, so here we are. First off, this is finally dying, so that's good. Now I'll feel better about coming in and tilling it up and then laying down some sod and actually having a backyard finally. Secondly, got a whole lot of maintenance to get done on the truck here. You saw the photo on Instagram. We bought some things. Now, what I did notice is buying all of these parts, just the parts, was, what did it come out to? Almost $400 cheaper than what Ford charged me to do all the same stuff. So your oil changes, they usually charge me, I believe it was right around $200, and then right around $170, I think, for the fuel filter change. And then the air filter was $150 or something like that. And I just got all of the parts for $318. Now, you're going to watch me put them in. My daughter's going to be out here in just a second. She's going to help me with little things, and she's going to run the camera. So, with that, let's get into it. All right, so here we are, under the Streetwalker. Neat. Huge difference on the 450 compared to the 350 or the 250. This guy right here, that I'm hoping my daughter has in frame, good, will be this direction on the front side of the tank. But because this is the 450 and it has the 48-gallon tank, it's been relocated right here. So the first step is there's a little yellow valve right here, and it's just going to drain the fuel water separator like so. Did you stop it? Okay, and while that's draining down there, this is your topside filter. You've got this little guy right here that, there it goes, comes off like so. And then you've got this blue one, stay here, that comes off like so. And then this orange one that comes up, and then once it's up, squeeze and pull. Now, once you've disconnected all of these, rotate the filter. Without getting it caught under your fuel lines. Well, I'm gonna have to get a ladder, but once you rotate it counterclockwise, it just pops up. All right, so I needed that much more height to get the right angle to get that out. Here's the new one, and it just drops right in there. You heard that click in place? I heard it, I hope you did. And then come back here, put on the orange one. Oh, this doesn't want to go. There we go. And the blue one, make sure you're giving these a good tug. And then the white one. And that's that. Okay, so we got the topside filter put back in. That went nice. Came under here. All we did was close this valve back up because it was done. Now, this little plastic guy right here, which these are always so much fun, especially when the dealership puts tape on them. Now, where did my disc go? And it's just as simple as take that, that one didn't quite. There we go. And just like that, fuel water separator's out. Okay, in perfect fashion, we spilled diesel everywhere, so we'll be getting a shower right after this. Now, as far as this fuel water separator, it just slides towards the yellow valve and then off. Easy day. That's junk. We don't need that no more. Also, there's a gasket right here. We don't need that anymore either. Then all we're going to do is clean this out, reinstall the new gasket and the new fuel water separator, and then we'll catch you back under the truck. Okay, so got the new fuel water separator installed, got it back up in the housing, got the bolts torqued down. Only thing left to do is reconnect this little plug right here. And that concludes the fuel portion of the service on the Streetwalker. All right, guys. So first off, I forgot to tell you, those 5 bolts that are on that housing for the fuel water separator, they're 8mm. Okay, good. Now, oil pan, 5/8 wrench. Oh yeah, that does not want to come out of there. Okay, so other advice, use a ratchet for this, not a wrench, okay? 5/8 ratchet. You will thank me. Okay, so while we're waiting for the oil to drain, let's multitask, right? A little gauge right here. Well, it says it's time for a new air filter. So, 1, 2, 3, 4, and definitely time for a new air filter. All right, so new filter. Notice this little foam pad here in the corner? It goes in the corner towards the engine block. And these really don't like going in. So just kind of fight with it till you get it. And then 1, 2. That corner didn't want a seat. There it goes. 3. Oh. And 4. Air filter's done. Let's go do the oil filter. Okay, so oil's just about done draining, but we still got to take care of this oil filter. So, oil filter wrench, and just get it to crack loose. And I will say, based on the way this is acting, that the last time I had my oil changed, they didn't lube the gasket. So I'm gonna make sure I show you guys how to properly do that before I put the new one in here. I'll catch you back up at the workbench. Okay, so letting that last little bit of oil drain out of that, took the filter out of the box, turned it around, and what we're gonna do now is take a little bit of the oil here, and we're gonna pre-fill the filter. And you know, I hear back and forth, do this, don't do this, it matters, it doesn't. I don't know. You know, my dad taught me to do it this way. It makes sense to me. It takes less than a minute, less than a minute out of your time to throw a little bit of oil in this, because, well, the argument for doing it is that it takes a little while for the motor to pump oil into the filter, fill up all the cavities, and get it out. So if you pre-fill it, it's kind of done all of that, so when you do that first startup, you're not running everything dry. Whether or not that's really, really for sure a thing, I can't tell you. This is how I was taught to do it. This is how I will always do it unless someone can show me evidence that this hurts it. So, back under the truck. All right, so what I forgot to say anything about when I was filling that up is while you're filling it, you also want to make sure that you get a little bit on the rubber O-ring. You'll see it. It's the only black thing on the top of the oil filter. A little piece of rubber. And what that does is it keeps it from turning into that giant pain that you saw when I was trying to take it off earlier. And then when you're putting these back on, I wouldn't be struggling so much if I hadn't spilled oil all over the side of it. You don't want to use a tool. Just hand tight to put it back on. So, that'll pretty much do it for that one. Now, drain plug back in. That's really obvious. And then I'll see you up top to fill up the oil. Okay, so I've already got 10 quarts in. I wasn't going to sit here and film me pouring 13 quarts of oil. For those of you who are curious, yes, that's what this engine takes, 13 quarts. So we're using the T6 flavor. It's a full synthetic and designed for extreme temperatures, which since it's August, and I'm pulling, I mean, I'm not pulling anything super heavy, but I'm pulling things in August. I went ahead and went with this. A little more expensive, but probably better for the engine. So that should do that. Next step will be repriming the fuel system, firing it up, checking for leaks, and then recheck the oil level. All right, so from what I'm seeing, the Power Strokes take about 5 good bleeds of the fuel system before it'll actually take off, purge, if you will. So what we're going to listen for is, see, I can barely, because I've already done 4, I can barely hear it. I'm doubting the camera's picking up, but the first few ones, it's a gurgle. It sounds like your fuel tank exploded and it's dumping gas everywhere, diesel everywhere. So with that, now we're going to start it up, which we bled the fuel system properly because it fired right up. We're going to check for leaks. Right there where we worked on that, nothing's coming out. We're going to go back up to the top side filter. And we'll check all 3 of these lines in the canister, which everything looks fine there. And then check the the oil filter and the drain plug, which nothing's leaking out of those. So, mission accomplished. And this gauge reset itself, so it's not yellow almost down into the red. It's the yellow's all the way up at the top. So that does it for this. I'll take the camera back, and just like that, we have successfully taken care of all of the basic maintenance that was required on this. Now, probably next oil change, maybe the one after, I'll have to look through my logs or my records again, but it's about due for transmission again. It did just get transfer case this last oil change, so that's good, but the differentials and the transmission are probably just about due. I'll have to look through my stuff again. Now, I've been saying for a long time I was going to take that to the dump. Here's why that hasn't happened. When we took the Viper truck to Oregon, on the way back, it was, well, it's got 4 catalytic converters on it, and one of them's plugged. So I haven't been driving it for that reason. And with this being ELD, I'm not taking it to go to the dump because, well, everything I do is logged, and I don't feel like dealing with personal conveyance. Yes, I can, I know, but Horizon kind of frowns on it, and I'd just rather not deal with it. So it's sitting there in the corner. It's not bothering anyone.
The only thing at this point that we use the backyard for is parking for the streetwalker and trailers when I have them, and for the dogs to go to the bathroom. So I'm not super concerned about that. All of the parts to fix the Viper truck came in this last time while I was gone. So now we've got 2 solid projects for the other channel that I'm hoping to get done while I'm home this time. Not positive. We'll see how it all goes, but that's the goal. All right, I'm gonna get this mess cleaned up because it's horrible, and I'm gonna get a shower because I need one of those in a bad way. And this will be it until probably Saturday, Sunday. I don't know. We'll see. But it's I'm going to be here for a few days because I got some projects I got to get done, and it is what it is. So, I mean, I'll be uploading on the other channel because I have projects I'm getting done. But as far as this channel, that's going to be it for a while. So, as always, those of you out on the roads, I wish you fair winds and following seas. Take care and have a great day.